line break. Okay.
Okay, so one important thing when the all balls are pocketed, before you take it out the balls of the pocket, be aware that everything needs to stop, nothing to move on the table, and any call I need to repeat it, so be loud, because if I don't hear you, that you make any call or anything, if I don't repeat it, it's not loud. Okay, I don't want to hear, okay, I call extension, but you didn't hear me or something like that. To call extension, I need to repeat extension. Okay, to be loud. Okay, you understand me? Or, I mean, I can ask you. No. Okay.
I'm okay.
So, yeah, this is mostly, as usual, we have play tennis, all mostly to be cold. You know, if you have some banks up, whatever, it needs to be cold, straight. Okay, this is not. And, yeah, that's it. Okay, any questions? Okay, I'm sure. They need to, because it's on stream, so they need to give us
official start.
official starts when all the quarterfinals are done.
Thank you.
So I know as you do. Like
Hello and welcome everyone to the 2025 Predator European Pool Championships. We are at Kaliv Sports Hall in the beautiful and picturesque city of Tallinn, Estonia. The game is 10 ball, WPA rules, race to 8. 117 men began this journey for this Estonian 10 ball championship, and we are down to the final 8. This is a quarterfinal match between Jaroslav Polak and Stefan Kasper. Polak is from Slovakia and Kasper from Germany. In the booth today, you have George Tehechea, myself, and Eric Horlifson from Canada, bringing you the live action. Eric?
Yeah, hi, pleasure to be with you guys again. I don't know too much history about Polak. Maybe you did a little bit of research, George.
A little bit. He's played these Euro tours since 2006, I believe. And he's been middle range. He's made the final 16 a couple of times. Nothing really stands out. This is probably one of the best finishes he's had. He might have had one a little higher than this, where he makes he's made the final 8 once, I believe. On the other hand, Stefan Kasper only started playing these Euro Tours. There's only history of him in the Euro Tours. 2023, where he made 4 semis. And then he was second, I believe, at the Italian Open just recently in 2025. So he's been on a swing. I know he made a splash on Fargo, where he showed up real high, because I believe he defeated or really gave Josh Filler all he could handle. He's won the lag, and it's off on you, Eric.
Yeah, Kasper had a really good result at the Las Vegas Open too. For sure, the quarterfinals, I think maybe the semifinals. Remember John Mora playing him in a match, and he was telling me a little bit about him. He said he has a bit of a snooker background. And I can see
yes, he does.
It falls in line with how he broke the balls on the first break there, open bridge, kind of more typical of snooker. Caught one result on Polak. He made it to the semifinals of the World Cup of Pool in 2021. I think I remember that run. Players from Czech Republic were an underdog to make it that far, but they did. So he's been under pressure in his career. Polak's a 723 Fargo, so you're going to make Kasper a favorite by far here.
I could not find the ranking on the WPA for Polak, but I did find that Kasper is ranked 69th in the WPA this year. A lot of that depends on how many tournaments they play, because it's a point system. So how accurate that is, or what weight that has, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, seems like a player that's on an upward trajectory overall. Those are good results in the regular season Euro Tour events, because those events usually carry 256 players. So if he made it to the semifinals a couple times and the finals last time, that shows indication of class.
Polak defeated Alvaro Lama Pereira from Spain, 8-4 in his opening round.
Looks like Polak's just going to back off here, play the 1 into the 2, try to use the 4-8-5 as blockers. Did well. Left the short rail. Pretty tough on kick safe here. Yeah, I like favoring the near side of the 1. He's called it over in the left middle. Kasper pushed the 3 safe off his push attempt. So that's going to have to be dealt with as the rack progresses. 2 balls kind of in a funny spot. It's available to the bottom right and the top left. But the 1 is going to be some positional maneuvering to get the cue ball into those specific areas. Polak might be able to run into the 4 here. If he does, there's a chance that the cue ball could continue on through the 4 and onto the right side of the table. Missed the 4, playing safe. Called the 1 on the side. He'll be going off the long rail here. He's called it on the side. Looks like he's going to attempt to hit it 1 rail. Usually you would try to hit that ball 2 rails. So that's a small opening for Polak. Position's playing natural enough. Soft draw over to the left long rail and back across for the 2. 3 is really locked up there by the 9. The typical play off the 3 would be to stick the cue ball behind the 9, but the 7, 10, and 5 are kind of playing around that 3 rail angle.
Both players looking pretty solid here.
Yeah, he can land on the window between the 4 and the 5 here. Again, just a question of how the 3 is actually going to bank around the rails. I think he can miss the 7. The bigger ball I'd be worried about would be the 5, but at that point, if he stuck the cue ball behind the 9, he'd be okay. I'm kind of surprised he backed off there.
Well, you know, the make angle for that ball to the corner pocket was led him into the 8. He couldn't really get to a good spot on the 3. I like his choice there.
I saw that. I just thought he could draw it enough where he could maintain the window, but you might be right. There might have been a little too much angle going to the left off the 2.
Nice hit here.
Transfer.
Oh, good speed.
Nice. Taking away a lot of the left long rail. Might be able to just get enough left spin on it to kind of spin towards the 2. Oh, yeah, it's the right edge. Can use the 8 as a blocker now, maybe the 4 or 5. Decent play. Hasn't left anything offensive. Yeah, we just don't see Polak over in North America very much, but you can tell he's a capable player. And again, with that deep run in the World Cup of pool, he's had experience under the biggest stage tournaments. So he's left the window between the 7-10. I think Polak will be looking to play the cue ball to the short rail here.
Doesn't have enough to bank it, does he?
He does, and actually just went over and this is something that we've disregarded too. The 3-9 combo is reasonably playable. So
Yeah.
could try something aggressive.
Yeah, has a little element of a two-way shot, and he played it just like that, and now he does have that 3-9 combo. I think he might prefer to play. He's going for it. I think he might prefer to play safe, but no. Looks like he's going for it.
Nice shot. Played the 3 out beautifully as well. And he'll be a favorite now in this first rack.
Yeah, he earned it. Good shot there, along with the bank shot. For those of you watching, interested in these tournaments, if you're watching, you're interested, but the men's semifinal will be played tomorrow at 1600, which is, I believe, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Slovenia time. The final at 8:30 in the evening. I'm sorry, 6:30 in the evening.
Women are down to the semifinals as well. Do we have one more women's semifinal match there? Or will that be all played tomorrow?
I believe the semifinals will be tomorrow
Okay.
on the women's. Let me make sure of that for you, Eric, or for the fans out there.
Thin try here by Polak. He's going to leave it hanging out. Just had a little too much angle on the 3 where he had to move the cue ball more than he wanted.
Yeah, women's semifinals are at 4 o'clock. Tallinn time, 1600. Both of them. Finals also at 18:30 or 6:30 in the evening. Don't be surprised if we have a little change there, because they're all being played at the same time, the men's and the women's final at the same times.
Yeah, we have 2 streaming tables, but I know what you mean. Would be more typical to kind of feature each final by itself. But just a feature of the overall busyness of the schedule, though, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got the men's 8-ball starts tomorrow. And the women's 8-ball also. So there's quite a bit going on.
Yeah, you can see Casper there with the more square stance, more typical of snooker.
Well, he holds on to his break.
Yeah, go ahead.
He holds on to his break and wins the first game, which means this alternate break format. Polak will shoot next, break next.
Yeah, there's a few players over the years that have made the transition from snooker to pool successfully. Mark Gray being one of the first. Steve Davis did well in some of the early matchroom tournaments. Gary Wilson's been taking a shot at some of the matchroom tournaments lately. Tony Drago. Good couple handfuls of players that have been successful. You know, pocketing is always no matter how strategical you are, you still have to pocket all the balls. And that's always going to be the strength of the snooker players, or players with snooker background.
Yeah, you're watching Emil Gangflat versus Konrad Yashushin. Yashushin put on a clinic, I understand, on his last match in his quarterfinal. No, it wasn't his quarterfinal. Yashushin did that against Michael Bartol and defeated him 8-0. An absolute clinic.
Wow.
Michel Bartol, excuse me.
Tough spot here for Polak. One hanging right over the side. He can create things if he goes up table, kind of leaving a scratch angle into the side. Gets too aggressive to try to kick it in. Looking down kind of where he is right now. It's actually a little tough to access that area directly because the 5's kind of blocking the direct path. So he's going to go a couple rails here on the push. Want to hit the 3 and he left it straight in. Weird one there. Two looks like it passes the 9. A nice open table here for Casper. Cue ball's playing to the left of the 9. It's a question of how it's coming off the rail and if it's going to kind of play back into the angle of the 9.
Yeah, and how big is a 6 there?
Yeah, the 6
Go ahead.
has to be contended with too. Yeah, no, sorry. The 6 has to be contended with too. But the thing is that if the following angle kind of plays behind the 9, it's tough. And you can see he's resetting a couple times here, thinking about how he's going to navigate towards the 3. Nice shot. Likely playing certain parts of the pocket or just stunning the ball ever so softly to make sure he got around the 9. Good shot.
He got a good double kiss there.
Yeah.
He got a good double kiss there, didn't he?
Yeah, could have ended up behind it. Didn't end up on the rail. Pretty much ideal result after running into a ball. Germany's been very successful at the European Championship so far this year, winning both divisions in the straight pool discipline.
I believe after looking at the Facebook page for Predator Pro Billiard Series, Germany leads in the gold medal so far in this Estonian pool championships.
Yep. And go 2 rails back here. Try to get close to the 9. 9's pretty comfortably pocketable. Good start for Casper. It's kind of a push gone awry for Polak in the second game. It'll be Casper to break in rack number 3. It's not too often you just see a player come out of nowhere and have good results right out of the gate, but Casper seems to be achieving that.
Yes, he has.
Again, attributed to his snooker background, probably played a lot of high-level competitive situations in snooker and is used to the heat of battle.
This tournament is sponsored by Predator Group, Iwan Simonis Billiard Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, which both are being used here, the Longoni Cues, Kamui Brand, Hansavest, Folger, and DATEL. And you're looking at it played and on the Predator Arc table. 3-piece slate with K55 cushions on it, top speed cushions. And as you mentioned, Eric, Casper to break in game number 3. Tied at 1.
You know, it's funny. So you would, again, the open bridge stuff is from his snooker background, but I saw him using a couple closed bridges during gameplay. You would think he would use it on the break too. I've never been a fan of hitting the break open bridge. I just don't feel like you can hit the cue ball pure enough. It's hard to get real high speed if you want it.
Yeah, you don't see that very. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, so go ahead. Yeah.
You don't see that very often. Usually you have a nice, tight, firm grip on that cue. You know, you have a full closed bridge on it for the break because you need that hit. The open bridge, you have a tendency of dropping the backhand and it comes up off your fingers sometimes.
Exactly, and you know, anytime the cue starts going in the air, you're losing power, you're losing pureness towards the hit. So good open chance for Polak here. Just wanted to make the 10. Yeah.
Go ahead, Eric.
Oh, sorry. Just wanted to make the 10 there to open up the 2 a little bit.
Well, he's going to also have to play the 3 ball down past the 2. The 2 won't be there, of course.
Yeah,
The
he
3 ball
doesn't.
doesn't go in the upper pocket.
Yeah, he wants to avoid the combo because the 3 is going to play off to the right of the 4. So he's going to look for a small angle here where he can possibly draw back for the side of the corner. He's playing maybe possibly a little too far left, but at least he's not running into the 3. Good shot. Going to be a little hard to hold the cue ball if he played in the corner. He's taking a look at the side. Looks like he is going to go side. Feels comfortable with these sharp angles.
Plus the 4 ball lays nice for position on the 5 there, and it just opens up the rack completely for him.
Yeah, so Polak looking to get his first rack on the board here.
Well, we don't have a scoreboard yet.
Polak has good timing in his stroke. Gets solidly over the ball. Might choose to draw to the right of the 10 here. Play the 7 in the corner of the side.
He doesn't mind using the side pockets.
Yeah, I noticed that, particularly on the 3. I mean, the main reason why he played the side on the 3 is because he wanted to make sure he could hold the cue ball, but I think it actually was possible to hold it playing in the corner.
Oh, he got pretty straight.
Yeah,
Does he
slight
have
mistake.
enough angle? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he can punch out of it. Worst case, he can draw back to the left long rail. Nicely played, crossing the angle. Speed control always a bit of a worry crossing the angle like that, but he did pretty well here. Well, as Fargo's on the lower side as far as world-class professionals go, but I don't see too many holes in his game up until this point. Moves the cue ball well, solid over the shot. Good timing. Look for a competitive match here.
Again, we have a shot of Yushushin and Gangflat as they battle in their quarterfinal.
Yeah, from all accounts, Jushishin had a really strong match last match, not only by the score line, but our commentators that felt that he played so good that they mentioned in the chat.
Yes. Probably be a good one to go back and view.
Yeah. Polak going from the back rail here. Again, a little unconventional as far as standard breaks. Hit him squarely. 8-ball goes. Tough opener on the 1. Three balls down on that break. A little unfortunate to end up with the cue ball where he did. There. Not perfect position on the 2, but it looks like the bag's available. It's trending long. Doesn't seem too happy with it. His first thought will be to shorten this bank up with left, but I think it might be going just too long regardless of how he plays it. He's going to play
he too railing?
Yeah, just calling it in that area. More playing the 2 behind the 6-9, I think, and cue ball in line with the 4-10.
I actually like the cue ball off the rail there, right at the 10, to use the 4 ball for a safety. It lays so natural for it. He's going to find a window.
I think he did. So big shot. Oh, it's close. Casper's right down on the angle. Worst case, he's called it in. Worst case, he'll be able to overcut it to the long rail and get safe, but I think he just has enough here. Nice shot. Shot for the cue ball.
Oh. Did you get a little nibble of that 4 ball?
He did. I think he was trying to run into it by the speed he hit it at, or might even been trying to go around it, just stunned it a little bit. But yeah, it did nick off the edge of the 4.
Yeah. Tough roll there. Well, this should play to Polak's advantage and be able to tie it up.
Don't necessarily predict a lot of break-in runs with how both players are breaking. They are hitting them square. They are getting the balls behind the 1, kind of tracking back towards the sides. Casper scratched on his last break, so he'll be looking to improve that result. Polak's looking to likely stay on the same side of the table here. It might be just slightly thin. If he can stay on the same side, he will. It's more into the angle. Shot.
This 10 ball to tie things up at 2. And Casper will be breaking the balls, I believe. We have a lot of pool to be played here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the men's 10 ball, which is going on now, but we still have the men's 8 ball and women's 8 ball, which starts tomorrow, along with the semifinals for the men and the women, and then the final later in the evening. Full day tomorrow in Estonia. And then after that, we have the men's and women's 9-ball, the 6th through the 8th of April. They're still playing some of the wheelchair event and the under 23 youth events. Beautiful venue here in Tallinn. As picturesque as the city.
3-ball wanted it to go. Didn't end up going, and it's going to be an open chance for Polak here. Cue ball's moving towards the short rail a little bit. That'll be positive for moving towards the 2. Kind of on the shorter side of the backstroke length, but still times the ball pretty well. Pauses for a pretty long time at the cue ball. Not a bad habit to be in. Kind of sets your stroke and gets you ready for the final stroke.
So you like the long pause?
I think it's definitely good to have an end point to your feathering or your practice strokes. I see a lot of good players pause for a long time at the ball. Shane Van Boning is notorious when he has a tough shot. He'll really set at the cue ball for a long time. Mm-hmm. I know Alex Kazakis has recently built it into his game where he's doing it on every shot. It just sets you kind of at your target on the cue ball. Your little mental trigger when you're actually going to be ready to hit the final stroke.
I haven't given that much of a look, actually. I know the long pause with the Q-tip on the ball and you're aiming. Like right there, I would pause right there and then just rock back and fire. But to aim and then come back and pause and then go forward, I never really have tried myself.
Yeah, it's not something that's a necessity.
Yeah.
You can do it in other ways, but it seems to be something that's catching on a little bit.
Very nice shot there. You giving himself enough room to come off the rail for the 7? It looks like it. He's got just
enough.
He
can get off. Yeah, just a little more speed than ideal. But he can force the cue ball off. He's actually pretty straight, George. He's going to need a lot of speed here.
I might be tempted to go forward here and go 2 rails towards the 7.
Yeah. A little less speed involved in that play, and he hit it well. Similar spot here now in the 7. 2 rail option, not really there on this one.
I think he's going to draw this to the rail right underneath the 10.
You could. Got to make sure you don't get straight.
Yeah.
Watch out for the 10.
Did you get on the 10?
He's behind it. Yeah, he's behind it.
Oh, my. Yeah, that was a little, you wanted to check that a little more than that because of that possibility right there.
I mean, there's a real creative play off the point and trying to play like further on past the point where the cue ball kind of takes a different angle, but it's not even really there. The cue ball could catch the second point on the way to the 8th.
I know the shot you're talking about. That is so difficult to judge.
Yeah.
You're going in that direction, but not at a very accurate angle.
Yeah, you'd usually want
Big
to try
break for Casper.
Yeah, you'd usually want to try something
when you're playing around.
middle.
Yeah.
Or a $100 weekly tournament or something.
Not even that. If it's a $10 weekly tournament, you might shoot that.
Okay. So break for Casper here. He had an outside chance to go up 3-1, but just got a little bit out of position from the 2 to the 4. Taking back the lead now, though, in rack number 5.
Won his first 2, lost his next 2, and wins that one. Race to 8. The first third of the match down. Working on the middle part.
How are we doing in the other quarterfinals, George?
On the other quarterfinals, well, see if I can bring that up fast enough. I didn't really have it up. Here we go. Konrad Yushushin is trailing Emil Gangflat 4-1. And then the 2 Spaniards battling it out. Echeverria leads 4-3 over Exposito. And then on the last quarterfinal, we have Christian Mirva leading 4-1 over Kensutis Zadekis.
Okay, so a few unknowns in the quarterfinals. A little surprising considering the strength of the field. Three ball down. 1 ball tracking back the way it usually does. It looks just thick enough that he can have an offensive try here. He wants to hold the cue ball in the same area that it is now, which he kind of has to. Have to play a fair bit of right spin. I just think the cue ball is going to get a little too loose if you start playing left. Like, you could play left and try to play the cue ball past the 5.
I think he can hold it on the same angle there to play the 2 down. But let's see what he's playing here. Just playing safe.
Yeah, it must have been just a little too thin. Good save.
Yeah.
Always tough when you're forced to draw saves, and you did have to draw that one. Did well with the cue ball, getting into the big cover zone. Let's see how Casper is. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
He's going to be airborne. Position for the 2 should be relatively natural. Just making the ball is what you had to do. He's going to get safe.
I think he left it, George. It's
close. Looks like he did.
Yeah, he has enough there. 4 is only available into the right middle. Pull that coming around now, seeing where the 4 is available. because his angle of position on the 2 is going to be involved with getting the cue ball into that small area. Kind of tough. You kind of want to be where the 9 is. Could run into it, I guess. Not bad if the cue ball plays between the 4-7. It's trending more towards the 4. Polak will know if he can miss it to the left.
I'd be tempted to run into it, the top part of it.
Yeah, he could. Clipped it. Got lucky to not hit the 7 on the way back. It's going to be real thin here on the 4 now.
Actually, as I see the shot, if you weren't precise with that hit on the 4 ball, you would have been in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're running into another ball, you're kind of leaving a certain amount up to fate. So he did try to miss it on the inside, but just had to play it slightly thinner probably, or just the feel of how the cue ball's rolling towards the object ball. Two-way shot here from Polak. He's going to leave it safe. Nice shot. Lucky it didn't go in. Got the cue ball behind the 9. Had more safe in mind there. Two rails now for Casper. The cue ball can play to the left of the 6 if the 4 is hit properly.
Makeable shot here. How did that kiss work out?
Yeah, well, you see that play every once in a while. It's actually it can be a design kick safe, like hitting the ball thicker with a bunch of top that you would think the cue ball would kind of follow along with the object ball, but you're hitting so much top that the cue ball kind of sticks there. Doesn't come up often, but I believe if he came into it that thickly, he actually tried that shot. Good shot.
Extension.
Polak's going to have a chance at the jump here. Kind of jumped over the edge. So advantage Casper now. Ball in hand start with 6 balls left. 7 left. Not too many problems here. A bit of cue ball movement from the 7 to the 8, but the 7's icing out in the open and should be able to get the proper angle to move back up table. See a good shot of that really square stance there from Casper. Never heard of him on the World Snooker Tour, but you can tell he definitely has that background.
Saw a comment that he's been playing for about 10 years. He switched to pool about 10 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay. So probably was just playing on a more local level for the past 10 years.
Yeah, he's 36 years of age.
Choice to the side of the corner here. I don't mind the side. 9's bordering on being a little sharp, but enough in the middle that he should feel comfortable playing on the side, I think. Good angle going up table, and this should be halfway to the finish line for Casper here.
And 4-2 it is. As he wins first two games, Polak puts 2 games of his own together, and then Casper comes back for 2 more, leads 4-2, and he will be breaking the balls. Stefan Kasper from Germany versus Jaroslav Polak from Slovakia in this 2025 Epbf European Pool Championship. So far, the straight pool has been taken down. Pia Filler winning her Euro Championship.
As we were discussing earlier, Jasmine Ocean in the semifinals of the women's event, looking for title number 21 overall. Just an epic
funny,
title in European Championships.
A lot. Yeah, she's got a massive one. After I made that comment, I saw a couple of comments about her winning 21 or 22 Euro tours. Someone posted in titles that they said she has close to 60.
Wow.
But I just counted the Euro Tour titles.
Right. So, titles on European soil. Yeah, it's just a staggering amount.
And Tobias Bongers was your straight pool winner for the men.
Play here from Casper, perfect speed. Wanted to get a little
leaked out.
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah, it leaked out.
Can't tell if that edge of the 7 is just kind of blocking a part of the 1 or not. You can play the cue ball in line with the 2-8 here. The 1 will bank far enough up table. Well, window time for Polak now, and that's a tough roll.
Yeah. Polak has to learn to close the windows.
Yeah. I mean, there's times when the cue ball is moving 10 or 11 feet up table, and you could say it's a little unlucky to catch the window. In that case, he did misjudge the speed a bit. But it's always a tough result. Kind of get in between 2 balls like that. Casper getting down, taking a look to see if the 3 passes directly. His second action was towards the combo. Combo's tough. We'll see if he's actually has enough pocket on the 3 here.
He'll look at it again. He might be able to sneak it by the 7.
Yeah, if he can't, he's on a pretty good attack angle for the combo. The 3
Sure.
can kind of stay in the pocket, and the 1's going to move, or the cue ball's going to move to the right off the 3.
Oh, there's that safety he just had to play out of. Now he plays it.
Can't tell if he has the left long rail here. The 4 might be in the way of the path towards the 3. Starting to look 2 rails now.
3 balls, side pocket.
He's okay on the right long rail over there.
Oh, right down the pocket.
Yeah, and these ball in hand starts for these world-class players are pretty much a foregone conclusion. Casper's played well, only with one small mistake, pocketing the 2 and giving ball in hand to Polak. But other than that, he's kept him at bay and taken advantage of all his chances. Wanted to draw the ball that much so he can kind of play below the 7, which plays into the angle of the position towards the 8. In good control here, looking to lengthen his lead. And it'll be a sizable one, considering the alternate break format.
10 ball, corner ball.
This 10 ball for 3 games in a row to lead 5-2 in this race to 8 to get in the finals.
Yeah, we're still in the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, excuse me.
Yeah, winner will be advancing to the semifinals.
Thank you, Eric.
No problem.
Thank you. To get to the semifinals, I pulled up the page on the computer for the straight pool since I had forgotten who had won it, and I looked at that and saw semifinals. A little mistake here. I make plenty, but I'll still apologize for them. Last time I checked, I'm still human.
Okay, maybe I see it wrong because we will check when he's back.
Nice shot there by Kang Flat versus Conrad Yushushin. Let's take a look at those scores. Alrighty, we have Gangflat leads 4-2 over the Yushushin. And then Exposito and Echeverria, the 2 Spanish players that got to meet each other in the quarterfinals. Echeverria leads 5-4. Mirva leads Zadekis 5-3. So the quarterfinals are all being. This game has this game and Yushushin's have the most games in between. Stefan leads by 3, Gangflat by 2. There's another player. You've been talking quite a bit about Daniel Maciel and how he's, kind of the model player for fundamentals. And the other one we talked about, Eric, is playing Yushushin right now. Gangflat.
That's right. 2 real up-and-coming players on the European side. I mean, Maciel is more than up-and-coming now. He has a major title under his belt, getting consistent high results near the end of tournaments. Emil's been to the final 16 of a couple matchroom tournaments, kind of just on the start of his upward trajectory, I think.
He's fairly young, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check that out.
Polak back to the table now. Getting his glove back on. He'll be breaking in rack number 7, or rack number 8, pardon me. For the 6 and the 9 to play straight back towards the sides here. He's made them on previous breaks. Just missed them both. Nothing down but cover on the 1. Second has to be an up table push here from Casper. Could you leave some...
Would you be tempted?
He's at.
Go
ahead.
Would you be tempted, Eric, to just go ahead and try to kick this one ball in the hole?
Too tough. Too far from the rail you're kicking at. Cue ball's going to bend towards the object ball.
Yeah, but it's such a nice line going from the corner to the side.
Yeah, you kind of know how to split the angle when they're lined up like that.
Sure. Uh-huh.
There's on the side of
Again,
caution here.
Again, it's one of those shots you shoot in practice. Not in a European Open or European Pool Championship. Your federation might not like you shooting those shots.
Not much for safe here. I likely look for him to give it back. You can cut the 1 to the left and try to get the 5 involved, but the cue ball might hit the 7 at that point.
How about a thin cut on the 1 and take the cue ball up by the 7?
Yeah, or even
On the left
6.
side. Yeah, use the rail. I was thinking of going into it with off the rail, not straight at it.
Looks like Polak could possibly play the cue ball behind the 9 here. Might take some left spin. But that's the most obvious shot on offer if it's there. The cue ball is traveling a little far to the right, and if you try to get at it more directly, you could bank the 1 into the 9. Might have to go behind the 5 or back down towards the 7 a little more. Good shot.
These guys.
One ball, left corner.
Casper had a kick similar to this a couple racks ago. He tried to hit it off 1 rail. Typically the play here would be 2 rails. He's going to leave the 1. Cover the 6 a little bit. 6 is still available in the both top right and bottom left. Or bottom right, pardon me.
Well, this is nice and open. Start of a run here. 4 balls tough to land on for good position, but from the 3 to the 4, it's kind of easy to go if he gets the right angle.
Yeah, might have to take it into the long pocket. It's far enough up the rail that he should be comfortable enough shooting it up the rail. This won't be over top of the 9 here. He is directly over top of it, so cueing and nerve test here for Polak. Stuck 3 games already. Missable ball here.
He'll just roll this in and end up with a cue ball on the rail to shoot the 4 down. Oh, that's the 5. That's the 4. Yeah, it's tough to do.
So big chance for Casper to widen the lead now. Cue ball's tracking a little too far to the right, maybe hold for the long pocket, but again, alluding to his snooker background, he'd be less scared of tougher pocketing crafts like that. If you come around 2 rails, the danger is getting too straight on the 4 and not being able to move off the rail to 1 5. Yeah, he's just going to hold down there. See, this takes guts, George, to know that you could have got better on the ball, but accepting a shot like this just kind of lends to his overall belief in his pocketing. Oh, pardon me, just going to back off. A little defensive there from Casper, not necessarily from where he got the cue ball in the end, but he did have the option to go around 2 rails and stay offensive.
You know, in the back of Casper's mind, he might have been thinking, well, if I don't cut it down, I will have the safety. If I don't get shaped to cut it down, I will have the safety possibility.
True.
So there's always that part of it. That'll come into play. Or once they see the angle.
That's right.
Well, that's going to give it up. Although the 8 ball... Oh, that 5 ball doesn't go by the 9, so he's got to come back up to the same angle he's on right now.
And I think he's real tight to go on the side, too. I think it is available, but he'll have to get to a small area with the cue ball here. I think the cue ball's playing to the short rail. He can play with a bit of right spin, promoting the cue ball back up table. Underhit it.
Good play for a safety.
Yeah, I'm trying to line the 5 up with the 9 here. Just left the left edge. Polak can hit it thin enough to avoid the scratch. Ideally, you'd want to play the cue ball kind of in line with the 8 going up table.
Look at this, he's going to get behind the 8.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Nice
I don't
shot.
think he got...
Oh, he's calling it straight in, so a bit of an illusion here. The 8's not blocking the angle for the 5. Big shot for Casper to take a commanding lead here.
It's a tester. Position will be natural. Did he get enough to draw back for the 7?
I don't think he can.
Pretty steep.
Yeah,
He's
he
going
can
for the
stick the
safety
cue ball
behind
behind.
the 10.
Yeah.
He stuck it in nice and tight.
Yeah, nice shot. Good control now for Casper. If anything, Polak might have the right long rail. He doesn't, so tough kick coming up here. Good shot, decent result. Good result, actually.
Very nice shot.
Right on the rail.
Long straight in follow shot. Or is he going to the side with it? Yeah, he's going straight in.
Yeah,
Nice shot.
Yeah, you can see he excels in the pocketing department.
Well, these pockets are buckets for him if he's a snooker player.
That's right. Just coming down. Let's take a look at what angle he wants to leave. A little straight, so might have to leave a little more distance than desired.
Looking pretty strong here to close this match out. He's going to have 2 games left after these 2 balls.
Ten ball, side pocket.
Four unanswered games in a row for Casper. Now leads 6 games to 2 in this race to 4. Another look at Gangflot and Yushushin. Gangflot, by the way, we were talking, Eric, and I believe he's 22 years of age. So he's pretty young.
Yeah, long future ahead of him.
Exposito just took the lead. Oops. Go ahead, Eric.
So Casper switching sides here. Average results from his first side. Made the wired ball. Cue ball got kicked. No shot on the 1, but look for him to play behind the 3-4 here.
One ball, side pocket.
Two-way shot a little bit. Bank the 1 towards the side. If he does bring the cue ball back in the area it is now, he'll have a shot at the 3-7 combo. Good shot. Pretty good coverage here. Could be a window between the 5-9, but unlikely. Looks like jump kick is the only option here for Polak. Yes, George, did he call the 7? Not really going to matter. He put back in either way, but he survived the first trap there. He's in just as bad of a one here. Looks like he's going to go for a long distance jump. Maybe a 2-rail kick around the 6. He's got his full cue in his hand, George? I think it is.
No, there's his full. He dropped the other one on the floor.
Yeah, it was his jump cue. But that's what I was thinking. If he's going to go 2 rails around the 6, he has room to shoot his full cue.
Nice hit.
Yeah, hitting half the ball there. Look at this result right behind the 8. taking away all the most obvious rails. So he'll be a favorite in this rack now. Casper's in such a bad spot, he might consider tying something up. Only
But
real
the only
time.
thing you can do here, the 7-8,
Yeah.
Corner pocket.
he's going to try to kick at 2 rails.
Tie.
That looks a little deep.
Foul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tough to judge the bend of the cue ball when the cue ball is so close to the rail like that, especially kicking multiple rails. So great
Exactly.
kick from Polak. Paid dividends, and he'll have the ball in the hand chance now. Rack looking very open.
This just opened up.
We want to get an angle moving to the right off the 5. Bit of right spin in the air. Make sure the cue ball stays straight enough. Just a little straight. Still manage.
We'll just bring this back and have a good angle to come down for the 8 from the 6.
Wrong angle
Or
now.
not. Yeah, it's wrong
Right.
angle there. I thought he'd just bring it back a very tiny bit, not a lot.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually got that much rightward movement out of the cue ball. He can still follow 2 rails here, but complicating things a bit. Nice shot. Good angle to come back for the 9 in the same pocket.
Nicely done through those 5 balls.
Yeah, and after losing 4 games in a row, he gets one back on his side.
Corner pocket.
Still trailing by 3 in the overall match. But needed to start somewhere here, needed to start quickly.
Good clearance, very good clearance. Yeah, Stefan Kasper, and looking over his results, he had a second in the Longoni Italian Open, as I mentioned earlier, I believe, and but I did not realize he was 5th in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Open. You said he had a high finish, so it was 5th through 8th, so he was a semifinalist.
Yeah, quarterfinalist for top 8, yeah.
Exactly, quarterfinals. I'm sorry. I never could count when 5 and 8 equals quarterfinalist. Yeshushin, they're still battling, and still 5-4.
But yeah, along with those strong Euro Tour results in 2023, I mean, he's really a breakout player. Another strong finish here, regardless of his overall result, getting to the quarterfinals in the European 10-ball championships.
And that was, as was mentioned, his snooker background has carried him to those good results in the European Tour,
Yeah.
in that Las Vegas Open. Polak on his way back here, it looks like. This is open except for the 6th ball, but
I don't think the 2 passes the 10.
I'm sorry,
so
except for the 2 ball.
yeah, might be forced to play some kind of carom here on the 10. That's the angle he's looking at right now. It's really the only option to stay on offense. He could bank the 2, but it's tough. 10 could be in the way.
He's going to take
He's ended up-
the.
Go ahead.
They're just going to take the carom on the 10 ball and then play the 2 ball, probably to the side pocket on the left there.
Kind of in between speed on that one. I think the cue ball's playing into the corner here and it's going the wrong way, so this is trouble for Polak. Might be able to just get through it to the long rail, if anything.
He's coming down behind the 10 ball to the bottom rail, give distance. Or is he trying to cut this in the corner?
Too thin, I think.
He's just playing safe.
A shot.
Good choice.
Casper going for the jump cue here. Ideally trying to leave the cue ball near where the 2 is. Banking the 2 into a lot of traffic. Takes precision. Jumping over this distance, hitting a certain part of the ball. Cue ball's kind of playing to the left corner pocket, but he should be okay. Got unlucky not to hit anything there.
Yeah, he went right through that 3, 6, 7 window.
Just left it too thin for the cut. Bank is available, but position's really not off the bank, so another tough spot for Polak here. So he's looking at banking the 2 back into a similar area that the cue ball was in on his first save. Oh, he's going to go thin off the right. Not sure here. Oh, wow. Was able to cut it in. Took a gamble with the cue ball and doesn't look like it paid off. If anything, he might have it in the corner, but definitely not the side. Have to get right down the line here. Yeah, he's sticking with the jump cue, so he's on a second jump now. Nice try. Free ball looks makeable from this angle. Have a look at Stefan's body language. The cue ball will definitely be running into the 7 if he does try to make it.
I think he may favor the safety here.
He was okay. Not the result he wanted for position. A little funny here on the safe. Looks like it should be an easy one, but it's not quite as easy as it first appears. He's thinking about going thin off the left side. Trying to use the 7-10 as blockers. Little far. So chance for Polak to get back in the game here.
And on the left here and go back up to where he's at.
thick, too thick, and he's left it. He's going to have to run into the 10, but the 10 should clear out decently. Only ball that can really get him here is the 7. Just okay. Going to be a thin one on the side. Has to make sure the angle's here coming around 3 rails that he can miss the 10. If he feels like he can't, he can put some left spin on it and kind of straighten it out off 2 rails. Nice shot. Purposely playing the thinner part of the pocket, getting through the angle as much as he could. 2 more balls here and Casper will be on the hill.
Figured him to play the 10 ball to the same pocket. I wasn't sure if he would draw it or if he would follow it. But laid good for either. And this could well be one of his better finishes in the Euro Tours. Let's give our little shout out to our sponsors again. You have the Predator Group, PredatorCues.com. You can see all their equipment, the Predator Arc table. Take a good look at that, get all the info on it. Iwan Simonis Billiard Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Langoni Cues, Kamui Brand, Hansavest, Folger, and DATEL. Our other quarterfinal here. They're tied at 5 now. Gangflat and Shushin are tied at 5. Emil at the table, but just now gave it up.
Five ball
And we
down.
know both.
On 1. He is. So first chance to get over the finish line here for Casper. Looks like he's straight enough that he can hold over on the left side of the table. Doesn't need to come back across. Inviting rack here, George.
Let's see if he can close this out right here on this game. Neither player has really had a break and run or a long run of balls. They've both come to the table with, a couple innings a rack.
Yeah, it's been a little scrappy. Not really for errors, just for the layouts of the racks. A lot of the tables
Exactly.
have to get for the first visit. Everything's in the open here. Just going to get one kind of small angle on the 4 on the side. Doesn't want to be on an angle going towards the right long rail. Ideally, would like to be moving naturally towards the 6. It's okay. Definitely okay to stop the ball at worst. I'd have to stop it, accept a little distance. Nice open pocketing on the 6. We got aggressive there. Playing the 5 in the side with a little more speed. Nice shot. Still always a lot of value in getting closer to the next ball. That'll never change.
Oh,
Just
no.
target object ball.
Yeah, those long straight ins can build up on your nerves.
Typically, you have to be hit with more speed too when you're drawing the ball and far away. So pretty good match here from Casper, and looks like he'll be advancing to the semifinals. That this will be his furthest finish in a European title event.
Tempo, side pocket.
He will play the winner of the Christian Mirva versus Zadekis Kestutis Sadekis. Mirva leads 6-5. Winner of that will play Casper. And tactical match here more than anything, as you alluded to, Eric. And Casper comes away with the win. He had won his match against Walter Likry 8-1, and then Luca Montanari 8-2. So he's got in the habit of winning pretty easily in his last two matches. And then this one was a little scrappy. The score looks lopsided, but I think the play was scrappier than the score. This is George Teja and Eric Horlison coming right back for you tomorrow. And make sure you come back, folks. We have a lot of pool for you. We'll have the women's semis and final, and the men's semis and finals in 10-ball. And so stay with us and come back to Tallinn, Estonia. Eric?
Okay, guys, have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow.